What is going on, true believers? Name another guy in all of crypto. Name one more person who's trying to put money in your pocket, that crypto wallet, that bing, bada bing, ching ching, big profit. Now, rest in peace, Zcash. Just for those of you that know, I got in because the RSI was way down on Zcash the other day. And so I put in a long position on it. It was even low leverage. It was less than 10x, I'll tell you that. So what happened? I still got liquidated. Unbelievable. Zcash, rest in peace, Zcash. I think it's dead at this point. Now, of course, it probably just got, it hit my liquidation point, but I think it was like $19. Like, it was unbelievably low for where it was, because I got in at like 20. I want to say $23 at DCA down. I think I told you guys last night, I even set myself kind of a bigger DCA down at the bottom to give myself a lot more leverage in the position. Did not happen. So Zcash, if you survive whatever this is, you're dead to me at this point going on. You know what I mean? So anyway, guys, today is the binary. Now, haters will say they're going to delay it. They're going to do it delayed, or something stupid, because the mouth breathers do what mouth breathers be doing. But it looks like BlackRock, Valkyrie, all of the majors have already said and decided that they know that they expect a yes tomorrow, which means that Bitcoin is probably ready and probably primed to have a big move. Also, at the last minute, the SEC sent out a filing that said that we would like some updates on certain informations. And within hours, they all had a response. The SEC trying to move quickly. And by the way, the fact that the SEC was trying to move quickly and do this in the evening was the reason that people are saying, oh, yeah, they're trying to delay it. I don't think they're trying to delay it. They're not putting in all of these man hours to make it not work. They want full compliance is what they want. Now, what does that mean? Well, that means that, guys, we are probably looking at an absolute moonshot for Bitcoin, a God candle that we haven't seen in a very, very long time. Can I say that that's really going to happen? No. Do I think it's going to happen? Yes. This is not financial advice, but I'm always right.
It's your boy Bleed. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 Been around since the 80s and wasn't always cool, especially with the ladies. I was a damn fool. Dad was an alcoholic. Mama, she had to leave him. Grew up around the fighting, the fussing, cussing, and cheating. That's when I started breaking all of the rules, selling drugs and robbing people. I was kicked out of school. I was a bad kid, tearing shit up, sleeping on couches with 40 bottles and cigarette butts. Years go by and I got sick. Stage 4 lymphoma, how'd I get this shit? Lucky to be alive, so I changed my ways. I'm on that good life tip today. I'm looking for the good life, good life. Sitting on top of the world, I wanna be shining like diamonds and pearls. I want you to go there with me, girl. I'm looking for the good life, good life. Baby, we can have it all. We can make love out of waterfalls. I'm living that good life.
All right, guys, I hope you're having a great morning. The BlackRock, look, not to be denied, all of these ETF providers, they're working diligently in the background to make sure that we get this ETF approved immediately. So with that being the case, let's look at some of the articles that have popped up in the last few hours. Number one among them, BlackRock and VanEck hand in amended S1 forms for spot Bitcoin ETFs to address final comments. Now, what happened was the SEC sent comments to the prospective issuers yesterday after they filed their later forms. Now, that was considered FUD to some people, saying that's their attempt to delay. These comments are focused on minor details and were not expected to delay the application. However, Ellie comes in with Perry Ann DC. Spot Bitcoin ETF update. The S1 just issued additional comments on pending application S1. This is a delay signal. Now, who is Perry Ann? She's nobody, it looks like. And by the way, when I say that, I don't mean that she's nobody in the context of she doesn't know what's going on, but she's not part of the story. So she's just creating FUD. She's creating and by the way, when you create the FUD, what you do is you mask it by saying, actually, what I'm trying to do is just make sure that the people that listen to me are informed to the best of their ability. So, it's kind of like that, but, also like that. Well, and that's, I think, what's going on. So Ellie then comes in, just spoke with a couple of people who received additional comments. They say they're not worried about the SEC Gov hasn't conveyed a change of plans. My sense is that they're fairly confident this is just part of the process to get everything in before January 10. Ta-da. Now, this is one of those easy things. I think this is a slam dunk at this point that we're getting the approval. And the question is what happens after we get the approval. Bloomberg ETF analyst Eric Balkunas noted on X that the 24 turnaround time between the filing comments and refiling shows that all parties involved are aiming to get this show on the road pronto. So they're not putting the delay in. This is just, somebody trying to FUD. I mean, look, Perry Ann may be trying to fill her bag or there's any number of reasons, or she just doesn't believe that the SEC has your better interest at heart. And when I say your better interest, I mean crypto, anybody involved in crypto. She doesn't have that we don't have that interest at heart. So could be that that's how it plays out. Now, and Mike Vollmer says massive pump, then pull back into alts. And that's exactly what I've been saying all of this time. When we get to 50,000, and I do think that 50,000, by the way, 48,000 could be the number, but I think when we get to 50,000, that's when the big move happens. Now, moving on here, BlackRock VanEck update filing within hours of quick SEC response. And that's what I wanted to point out. This happened very, very quickly. Like, they're not playing around. Everybody wants this thing to happen. So anybody looking for a reason to FUD, why would that be the case? Like, what is it? What do you gain by FUDding if you're putting in all this work? Is it that you are looking to pay your employees a bunch of money to do something that will never happen? And I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case at all. I think the SEC has realized they cannot contain Prometheus. It's coming out of the box, and then we'll see what happens. Now, remember, last night, we talked about Reg Brown, who came out, and he's one of the market makers, and they're looking at a premium of 8% on the, by the way, not a premium, but a premium potentially of up to 8% above spot on this Bitcoin ETF. And what that would mean is if Bitcoin was trading, say, at 50,000, then the Bitcoin ETF would actually be trading at about 54,000 because of the premium. So that could be, look, these are all indicators that we are in a great position fundamentally for cryptocurrency going into the halving. And guys, we're getting closer and closer to the halving. We'll start updating that pretty soon. Right now, it's sitting at about April 20th, April 12th. Bitcoin halving date. Projected at April 22. Now, that's Swan, by the way. Remember, it was the 26th not that long ago. The next halving is now estimated at April 22nd at 4:11 a.m. or 4:11 UTC. So that's we're getting into the home stretch at this point. And if this, by the way, you got to consider that it's block creation. The faster we create blocks, if it's maximized, then this probably gets a little bit sooner. Like there's a couple estimates right now that I'm looking at that said April 11th or 12th. So there's a potential that we're going to see something big happen. Now, moving on, the SEC comments on Bitcoin ETF suggest possible delays. Here's what to expect. So that's what you get right here from cryptonews.net. They're following Perry Ann making comments like that and saying, here we go. Perry Ann Boring, president and founder of the Chamber of Digital Commerce, perceives the SEC's move as a signal of delay in the approval process. In contrast, Bloomberg analyst James Seyfert views these additional comments as part of the SEC's prompt evaluation, suggesting that the agency's swift handling of the forms indicates a proactive approach rather than intentional delay tactics. So it would appear to be that what we're looking for is she's wrong, and that what we are most likely looking at is a move forward to make that happen. Now, if you go to X and you start searching, you find like Bitcoin ETF. Let's do, actually, let's hit home right here and see what we got. ETF approval. Let's give a click here. And by the way, for those of you that don't know, Van Eck, their filing, their spot ETF is called HODL. So fantastic. I can't believe that's what's going on. But we hit Bitcoin ETF, and it says right here, VanEck Spot Bitcoin ETF is now listed on the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation with the ticker HODL. BlackRock, VanEck, they all file their sending my. I don't know what this has to do with the Bitcoin ETF, but here we are today. Engagement farming. God, I should have done that. Elon Musk, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, Bitcoin approval, we're sitting here waiting right now for it to all happen. So we've got BlackRock here. It's all just a matter of time, I think, at this point. Now, Valkyrie expects the spot Bitcoin ETF to go effective Wednesday with trading beginning on Thursday. So here we are. I think that we're going to continue to pump. I think that the pump shall continue. Pretty soon, we're going to start to see a big rip in an opposite direction. Right now, just kind of consolidating. We were in that range, had a big dip down here to 45.4. There's no, by the way, there's nothing down here at the bottom. There's no reason other than, maybe you want to take a whack at 44.6 down here. But it's all green to the north. You know what I mean? Like this is this is the move. Like this is, now it's time to take a deep breath and let this thing send and let this thing play out. And like I told you guys last night, I don't think that there's much resistance along this path. When we pull out the volume profile and then we swap over to the days and we just kind of zoom out here and we look at this entire chart, then what we're looking for is just no resistance. And the resistance, when I say that, what I'm looking at is all of this over here. There's no pressure. And if you want to call any pressure to it, then you would look at, there's a node right here around 49,000, and there's a tiny node right here around 57,000. Otherwise, it is smooth sailing almost. Like you can just kind of see that there's just no major volume that's going to cause anything to happen. By the way, if I move over here, just so you guys can see on this style, we'll do the width and we'll do, let's put it up into the 65 range and see what that looks like. Like maybe that, maybe you can see that just a little bit better. But you can see here that like, that's it. That's the only sort of resistance that we're looking at. So, Bitcoin is ready to rip. It's ready to go. All you have are the people that bought the top last time, right? People that have bought the top, that are still holding, that are waiting for that moment where they can sell. That's it. That's all the resistance that there is before we start minting into these new highs. There's literally no, there's just kind of this level right here at around 55. I want to say like right in this 53 to 55 range. and then up here at 57, maybe 64,000, perhaps. You know, we got the wick the last time, so. But anyway, here we are. You know, this is all happening real time. We're at 46,675 up. Now we're dumping, by the way. Now the market is dumping. I don't know if that has anything to do with ETF information. There we go. Spot Bitcoin ETF. Latest filings about to start trading on Thursday per Ban Eck. Spot Bitcoin ETF. It's right. The SEC is going to approve it. Van Eck will start trading on Thursday. That's being announced right now live on CNBC. Multiple issuers are anticipating the approval for the trading on Thursday. So all of the information that we have so far indicates that we are about to get that big move. So that's where we are. That's what we can expect. And look, there's not a lot of speculation that we can do about what is going to happen next. I would like to bring up the Zcash chart for you, but they're dead to me now. Zcash is just, I don't know, guys. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Guys, I appreciate it so much. Thank you for taking the time to come in, check me out today. But I do need your help. I do need that like button to be hit. That does a tremendous service to me and helps me push up in the algorithm and steal some of those people who are watching George, because we're not all George. Some of us are George. Sometimes we are George. We're not always George. Few times we might be George. But right now, we're not George. We're true believers. Now, be a true believer and make sure you hit that like button, because if you don't, who knows what could happen. You might get put on the Hit Network list. You know that Hit Network list? Look, a couple of months ago, I don't know if you guys were paying attention. I don't know if you guys saw it, but I'm going to point it out to you, so you're going to have to deal with it. Like, you know, down here, you know, and I was scared. I was frightened, I got to say, but I was added to the list. Shillery added me to the list. Look, Bleeves did not hang himself, is what they're saying over here. I will miss you. Why would you miss me? Because Hillary Clinton added me to a list. I mean, you know, what am I doing? I mean, what do you think my name is? Monica? You know what I mean? Like, I don't. So anyway, by the way, let me refresh this, by the way. Here's something weird. And I got to ask the question, and you guys let me know. Is it weird that Ben Armstrong got attacked by a Civil War reenactor and the company that they work for, and his phone got hacked and his stuff got stolen and people, you know, did what they did? And then the same thing happened to me a few months later? Is that it's not, that's me, right? That's my conspiracy brain saying, hey, maybe I'm under attack by these same people. I don't think so, right? Like I don't think so. You know what I mean? But I've also watched Deliverance. So when I see Hit Networks and I see some of those people, I'm like, oh God. You know, I hear a banjo playing in my brain, like a little bit weird, little tiny bit, just weird. Now, why would that be happening? You know, and creeps me out. That's all I'm saying. It creeps me out. It creeps me out. I get. It's weird. It's weird, right? So anyway. Bitcoin making that move. I think Ethereum, of course, gets drug along with it, but I think we're going to start seeing liquidity getting sucked out of a lot of these different tokens, because I think everybody's getting ready for what is to come. And what is to come? Bitcoin. Bitcoin's about to have a massive rip. Now, Luna Classic dipping a little bit. I made a new analysis of Bitcoin on Luna Classic. How do we get to a penny? I'm reaching out to Redline Drifter. I'm reaching out to Redline Drifter today to talk to him about, you know, what does it take in order to get this this repeg done? You know, like they submitted a proposal. They got 40 grand for it. They've submitted it. They've done it. They've put it in their due diligence, and now they're just kind of sitting on the sidelines waiting for people to respond. So, and nobody's responded yet, and that's silly, right? There has to be some sort of communication. Something is wrong there. By the way, not wrong with them. I want to say, I don't want to say that there's something wrong with them. I want to say that there's something wrong with the process, that something's taking too long, somebody's not paying attention, yeah, something like that. So we'll see. But anyway, let's move on here. Volt waning back down below now. So now that Volt is, by the way, below the 786 line, then it can be fully expected that Volt's probably going to come down into this 3,000 range, 31, 32 range, since it's being rejected off of. The other thing is it could, because it's the 50 SMA, it could reject and move back up. But it's I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. So it doesn't look like that's what it looks like is happening anyway. WAGMI still kind of weighing down. Remember, this is my buy zone. We tagged the buy zone a couple times. Now what I think is getting ready to happen. By the way, it was my buy zone until I got robbed. So let me rephrase. But now I have to be more shrewd than ever and probably look at this as my new buy zone, or I'm just going to have to miss the pump. You know what I mean? So that's what I think is going to happen, or hope happens with WAGMI. Remember, they've been launched in New Zealand now for about 2 weeks. So we'll start to see results coming in, and that'll be pretty cool. Leash, just nothing going on over here. Solana looks like it's continuing on. That pump up to 127 got rejected all the way down to the 80s again. That was a big move. And I mean, guys, when you look at this, like this is what is that? 32%, 32% move, and now it's pumping its way back. So shout out to Solana. Looks like it's going to continue on. Avalanche, $35 rejected off of the 50 MA. So maybe, just maybe, Avalanche is getting ready to have a big leg up. It looks like a great spot. But again, none of this happens until Bitcoin finishes whatever Bitcoin is going to do. Now, looking at the daily time frame, you can see big dip, but it's all been eaten up. Now we've got the, what do you call, doji? We've got the doji candle. So probably getting ready for a big move. The dip came down, and we got to move back up here. We're almost at the all-time high again. We're consolidating at this all-time high. There is a big move getting ready to happen, in my opinion, on Bitcoin. So it looks like we're just anticipating that move. Now, moving over here to alts, we've got Advantis AI. Advantis, if you are holding, up another 20% today, guys. We got in way down here, so we're about 3x up on this position. One of the things didn't get stolen. Wild shit, right? Jesus is pumping, which I'm not sure I'm supposed to say that. I think you go to hell if you say something like that. But Jesus is pumping, so why lie about it? I guess you can see right here. I said that once you got into that golden pocket, if you get rejected off of it and you start to move, then you're probably going to come down here and have it. So we were right about it. It's starting to move. It's starting to have its little run. How far it goes is going to be speculative at best. It's obviously meeting resistance here with the sellers on. So anyway, but Jesus, take the wheel, man. It's all you. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens there. Now, LGC, we're not really going to cover that. It's 1846, not really doing much, not a lot of volume. Lillian just kind of ranging. Promethean Prodigy, still pretending there's new investors, I guess. But there's like 20 new wallets. Just kind of look around. You can make it out for yourself. You don't need me to tell you what's going on there. Pepe, nothing really happening right now. Could be consolidating for another run back up. Look, every time it hits this range, I don't know what the RSI looks like, by the way, but every time it hits this range, it gets rejected and starts to have a nice move there. So, this is the floor. So it's bouncing off of the floor every single time. Eventually, it's going to break through that floor, and, somebody's going to get wrecked on it. But for right now, looks like maybe something could be happening. Shiba Inu. I don't know what to tell you about Shiba Inu. It's just getting kind of lost in the shuffle. I want to say for right now, I will just say that what I think is happening here is just the altcoins are waiting for Bitcoin to finish its run. So, and that goes all the way down here. That goes from gold to Grok to Wagme to Ben to Avic. Avic's still kind of pumping pretty hard and still pretty much up there. But I mean, generally speaking, you get my point. Volt 30 again, 37, probably headed back down some more. Bone at 61 cents. Like, I feel like Bone is the buy of a lifetime at 61 cents. I mean, guys, the last time I told you that you had to buy Bone was it at that range down here, and then what ended up happening? It goes up to $1.80. Like, we were talking about this for months, saying that if it comes down into this range, there's going to be the buy of a lifetime. What happened? It just absolutely ripped, and then we got the full-on FUD campaign from the developers, which is kind of wild. And yeah, Brian, the reason that people don't talk about Pepe anymore is because of that scam token pond that's attached to it, and that's and by the way, when I say scam token, I'm just saying that because there's no function, there's no use, there's no reason for it to exist, there's nothing there to it, and it's attached to the guy that people just kind of don't like. Polly Walnut, Polly the Ox, or whatever the guy's name is. He's the guy that went into Telegram not Telegram, but he went on Twitter Spaces over and over and over again, and he would say, "I'm saved, I am born again, I love Jesus, and I will destroy and murder and dismember anybody who disagrees with me," et cetera, like just wild stuff. So, probably doesn't do anybody any favors. Doesn't matter long term, but short term, there's other things that you could just do and you could pump out here. You never know what's going to happen. So looking around here, you got Shido out here, you got Doge One, you got Mickey, you got there was one. This right here looks like, what we're looking is we missed that big pump. Now it's going to be coming back down. You know what I mean? I don't see how Mickey has another level up or anything like that. But this is also indication that this thing is like meme coins are probably just, they're stuck right now in just a bad sort of range. If we look over here, these are the RSIs with the lowest RSIs, and look at this. Zcash is so far down. Like, guys, I went to sleep and Zcash was at $21. When I woke up, it was below 19. So that's why I got liquidated. It was just, what are you going to do? And when I started to go look, there's a massive FUD campaign. The team, it looks like, is selling off on the charts. Like, there was a lot going on. And I don't think that, I don't know, but I don't think that long-term it's still a bad thing. Zcash, it's gone. You know what I mean? So, but we were trying to do this based on these RSIs down here. Lesson learned. Because we had success with all of the other ones so far. This was the one that we took the loss on. So, but even storage the other day, I said it was, it's in this range that it'll start to pump, and it sure as shit started to pump. USTC, look, I'll probably stick with whatever comes into this range right now that I'm familiar with, or that I can learn and find out that there's not some wild FUD campaign going on. And look, we've got so many people that keep telling me about Miro. So let's go look at Miro. Now the number 441 token with a 68 million market cap. I keep getting told it's the real deal. And look at this right here. Just continues and continues and continues. A nice little ascent right here. Too rich for my blood, by the way, at 67 million market cap, 21 million in volume. That to me tells me, I don't know. I don't think so. That doesn't make any sense to me. When I look at what I'm always looking for is liquidity. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have a nice big rip. It just doesn't mean that there's no reason for me to hodl or hold something like that. Like, if it pumps a little bit and I get 60% off of it, sure, I'm done. You know what I mean? Like, I'm out. That's me. I'm completed. Otherwise, no, I don't think so. Now, liquidity map. Again, we look through this thing, and I just don't see a big amount of liquidity down here towards the bottom that we can get to, other than big retest at 34,000 after all of this stuff plays out. So I'm gonna stick with these lower time frames for the moment and just kind of try to anticipate what the next move is. as you can see from this chart right here, there's a lot of liquidity that suddenly appeared above 47,000. So it would be my estimation, the likelihood is we are about to rip around to 47,400. That would be my guesstimation at this point. Because we missed it the last time, so everybody, what happened is you got some high leverage traders over here that came up into this range, and now they're saying we're rejecting off of it, and that means we're coming back down. That means that the run is over. So that's why you have all of a sudden all of this right here. These guys are risking it for the biscuit. And they think that that's what's going to end up happening. And then this got reinforced when it started to rip down here into the 45s for a little bit. Overnight, we started to feel that little waning pressure. And then we got that solid dip down there. So now it's all about the reversal. So let's see if we get that reversal. And if we do, then cool beans. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button on the way in if you are coming in. And I hope if you didn't, that you get a chance to go check out my Chicago Bears channel. That certainly helps tremendously. And there's 2.4K watching George right now. We aren't George. I wish we could have been George. We might have been George. You never know. Anyway, so there is some buy signals flashing right now. It's all about to come to a head. I think we're headed up to the 47.3 level. But that's kind of it. Now let's pay some bills, and then we're going to wrap this show up, and we're going to get on with our day. We got crypto content that we're going to make. Again, I went live streaming on the Chicago Bears yesterday. Went pretty well. So I'm going to be doing some Chicago Bears content this morning. A lot going on in the Bears verse. But here we go. What's going on, guys? Cryptonomy.finance. I do have an incredible promo event. Follow Cryptonomy_fi. Make your deposit at Cryptonomy.finance. Like and retweet the post and tag 3 friends who love Solana. As you can see right here, earned about 0.0014 Bitcoin. When we get to our fixed levels, my tether so far, $4,345, I've actually earned $251 in accrued interest. For my XRP, 224 XRP, Ethereum 0.09, Ethereum, Bitcoin, we've got 0.008, also about $500. Of course, these ranges were a little different. I was using a little bit more. And then we have the long-term one that I set up over here as well, 0.01. The launch pool. Guys, I want to stress, like, this is where the money has been made. My position right here, you can see right now, we've accrued interest of $19,000. By the way, the reason for that is very simple, because if you get in on the launch pool. And some of these, when you get something big, like 9.74, and you're in on 18x return or a 7% return, another 8 right there. Once you start to get these big returns, that's when you start to get the big rewards. So we put a heavy amount into this. What I'm going to do, we're going to look up some Solana. And so we're going to throw in the maximum amount for Solana. We're going to get 25 Solana, and then we're going to continue here. We're going to do the 12-month rate since that's 103%. Boom. Now we have another holding. On the My Deposits here, you're going to see that one up there at the top. Best percentage rate right now. Fantastic. Make sure you check out Cryptonomy.finance. All right, guys, that's it for now. I'll be around all day long, maybe even a surprise live stream at some point later on. But in the meantime, you're going to listen to my brother. You hear me? You're going to listen to him. And if you stay around for the end of it, then leave a comment on the account, on the stream. Until then, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. And this was not financial advice, but I was always right, except for that Zcash thing. That Zcash thing.
I could read a chart like Superman, and I've got a show that has a lot of fans. I'm streaming every day and almost every night, and I bought some Bitcoin to see the light. They call me Bleeves. I'll do any chart you want to. They call me Bleed, they call me Bleed. I'll break a crypto wallet down for you. I built a crypto channel with a YouTube stream, and all of the YouTube shillers, I'm in a dream. But I stay up late to get my views, And I stay up late just to give you guys the news. Yeah, they call me Bleed. I'll do any chart you want me to. They call me Bleed. I'll break a crypto wallet down for you. Yeah, I don't know what to do because my memberships are missing you. They call me Bleed. I'll break a crypto down for you. They call me Bleed. I'll do any chart you want me to. I'll break it down.